If you bank all your hope on promises, then you must be ready for surprises.
Obi can be Tiebi, Fabi to asum, Fabi Bobra, Fabi Shoko to Kum, Mwabi, Shrobi could be baby.
Promises are not securities. When I say promises are not securities, I want you to understand that promises can go bad. Promises can fail. Promises can disappoint. Promises can make you become disturbed. Promises can keep you in suspense. If you bank all your hope on promises, then you must be ready for surprises, because promises are not securities. People started well, giving promises here and there, but today they have swallowed back all that they promised, telling you that human beings will always be human beings. There are two figures in your life whose promise will always be your anchor and your security. Number one is the one that brought you into this existence. If you can trust what divinity is saying concerning you, then there is hope for you. And the second person you can trust is yourself. If you can have faith in yourself and say to yourself, I will make it, you will make it. And say to yourself, I will do it, you will surely do it. I will get to my destination in safety, you will surely get there. When you move these two people from your life, the rest, I want you to always give them over to God. Only trust in God and trust in His promises. Also trust in yourself and trust me. People who have promised you, divinity can touch them and bring the promises into reality. In life, mistakes are bound to happen. But if we can learn from our mistakes, we can have another chance to live a better life. If we can see mistakes as learning curves, and if we can learn from these mistakes, trust me, life will smile on us again. Life can be better again. We can bounce back. But the unfortunate aspect of this is this: when we keep making mistakes and we begin to wallow in the mistakes we make and begin to swim in those mistakes, and we are not learning anything from it, that is when we begin to lose it. We are every day given opportunities to make things right, but this can become profitable only when you learn from your mistakes. Until your mistakes become a learning curve, you will never make it right. To become a wise person, you need to learn from your mistakes. Whatever that happens to you, don't see it as the end. Learn from it. If it did not go the way you expected it, learn from it and make it better again. I started this, it didn't work the way I wanted. So you keep blaming yourself. You keep punishing yourself emotionally. Stop that. Sit down. Ask yourself, where did I go wrong? And why did I go wrong? There is a voice within each and every soul, and that voice will talk to you. If only you would want to learn. Your friend is also somebody's friend. The day you come to accept this in your life, you will save yourself from many accusations. Sometimes when we meet as friends and we begin to talk, we forget about ourselves, and we think once we are friends, we can discuss any subject and we can talk about anybody and everybody. But sweetheart, I want you to know that is not the case. The reason why that is not the case is somebody's friend is your friend, and your friend is somebody's friend. So if you pick somebody and you think you have the freedom to talk about that person, you may be making a big and a huge mistake, because that friend of yours is the representation of another friend. And this is why many friendships, many relationships have collapsed, because people thought they were talking freely about the other, and little did they know somebody was there picking it up. So I have decided that in my life, if I am talking about somebody, I am talking about something that will become constructive, not destructive. David thought in the Bible that Ahithophel was his good person, his friend. Little did he know that Ahithophel was also representing Absalom. So to end issues, don't talk about people. Stop impressing people. Stop trying to answer every question. For all you know, people who are asking questions have already formed their opinion about you, and you can't change it. Because in life, whatever you say, people will still have issues about it. And whatever you do, you will still have people having issues with it, because you can't please everyone. And the more you try to please people, the more you offend them, and the more they have issues about you. So stop trying to impress people and live your life. It is important for you to know yourself, your weaknesses and your strength. You work on your weakness and you promote your strength, and you allow your life to answer the questions of your enemies. And by so doing, you will keep them in silence. Don't impress people. Always live your life and live it according to the will of the Father. And by so doing, you will get to the end, and your enemies will be put to shame. The equality mindset. This is all about treating human beings as human beings. Equality mindset teaches us to understand all human beings are equal. Anytime you want divinity to salute you, anytime you want humanity to also revere you, learn to treat people with honor. The fact that you are ahead doesn't make your subordinate somebody who doesn't count. Remember, without your subordinate, you can move on. If today your light is shining, it is your time. Somebody's turn will also come, and that day will come when you will need that person's support. That is why if you have the opportunity to be nice and good today, do it, because there will be a day your help wouldn't mean anything. So now that your help is valuable, throw it at the person. Let the person enjoy it. Treat people equally. Don't say this one stays with me, he or she is my maid or servant, so I treat him or her anyhow. No. The more you do this, humanity will kick against you. The earth on which you live will stand against you. The sky above you will stand against you. Anytime you see people as trash and you handle human beings as anything and nothing, trust me, you are digging your own grave, because the best God can ever have is human souls. Ask yourself, would you destroy yourself? If the answer is no, then don't destroy somebody, because he or she possesses the same soul as you are. Make your eye single. And this talks about the power of focus. When somebody is running a race, the person doesn't look around. The person has the finishing line in the mind. It is not about who is applauding, who is singing praise. It is about finishing, touching the borderline or the finishing line on time. Remain focused. We shouldn't pay attention to anything that can deduct from our courage. We shouldn't pay attention to anything that can suppress us. When you look around, you will never make it happen, because all through our lives, people will be throwing things at us, bombarding us with many things, and if you should pay attention to all of them, trust me, you will never make a move. So make your eyes single, remain focused, remain courageous, have the vision of your life at heart. Concentrate on that. Don't look at who is attacking you or who is coming from where. Just concentrate. And trust me, the more you concentrate on what you want to achieve, the more you push the enemy aside and the more you put them at bay. Nurse your own wound. Until you take it upon yourself to treat your own hurt, you remain a bitter person. And don't forget, bitterness is a poison to the soul. The more you remain bitter, the more you poison the soul. And the more you think the person that wronged you will come back to apologize, the more you lengthen the days of your recovery. The reason why you have not recovered is that you are still expecting the one that did that evil to you to come back to say sorry. If you are waiting for somebody to come to say sorry, may I say this to you, you will remain in your pain. You will remain in your hurt. That is why it is the best thing to forgive. If you want to treat your own wound, you want to nurse your own injury, forgive people. Let them go. God is the wise paymaster. He pays people according to their deeds. Don't harbor bitterness in your heart, because the more you harbor it, the more you hurt the soul. Release people from your heart and think of how you can better your life, because one of the things you can do to punish your enemies is to become a better version of yourself when they disappoint you. If somebody has disappointed you, it means he or she is not the right guy. So move on. Protect your uniqueness. There is something about everybody that makes him or her special. There is something about you that adds value, respect, and weight on your life. And that is what the enemy is after. It could be your character that is so attractive. Don't destroy it. It could be the way you relate with people that is making you become attractive. Don't destroy that. It could be your integrity. It could be your honesty, your transparency. There is something unique about you which the enemy knows is calling people to your side, making you look attractive and honorable. That is what the enemy is after. So I speak to you to protect your uniqueness. Whatever you know is within your power that makes you special, keep it, harness it, maximize it, magnify it, make it your own, value it, protect your uniqueness.
Obi ke bibi tie bi fa bi to wasom fa bi bo bra